The Miami Heat lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves 112-108 in a kind of thrilling game. A game, quite frankly, that the Miami Heat blew and shit the bed. Per usual, the Miami Heat gave up a double-digit lead, played really well in the first half, played horrible in the second half. That's the story of the game. Miami came out essentially slow in the first quarter. Bam Adebayo was rusty. He was like 1 for 4 to start the game, and the team was 2 for 9 at the beginning of the quarter, but they were able to settle in and hit some great shots. Tyler Herro played really well, had 4 floaters like in that first quarter alone. I think he had 9 points after the first quarter, so he was playing well. Bam Adebayo picked it up later in that first quarter and had around 7 points to end the quarter. And the Miami Heat were clicking after a slow start, and they scored 33 points in the first quarter, which is great for the Miami Heat. And the Timberwolves had only 22, so they had 11-point lead. I'm not sure if it was the first or second quarter, but at one point the Heat were up by either 15 or 16 points and had a lot of control in general over the game in the first half. So the Miami Heat scored 33 also in the second quarter and were up 66 to 55. So 11-point lead or 12-point lead going into the half. So the Miami Heat shot really well in the first half. And in the third quarter, it was the third quarter once again for the Miami Heat. Had a really slow start, poor shooting, and the Heat did okay to end out the third quarter, but they were outscored 23-17. So after scoring 33 points in each quarter, they only scored 17. So their offense was anemic, and they weren't able to get to the paint. They weren't able to hit really any three-pointers, and it was just really difficult. Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, their length definitely bothered the Miami Heat. Same with Jaden McDaniel. He was guarding Tyler Herro the whole night, and he's 6'9". He has a really long wingspan, really quick feet. So Tyler was struggling a little bit against him. So were other players. So that length and that size definitely affected the Miami Heat. That rim protection by Rudy Gobert definitely helped them make that run in the third quarter. So they were outscoring us by 12 or 13, I think, until the end of that quarter, where the Heat went on a little run and were able to cut that point difference by 6. Fourth quarter, oh my God, the Miami Heat came out horribly again, even slower. 0-7 to start the fourth quarter. The T-Wolves went on a 10-1 run to start the fourth quarter. So they were able to immediately take that 4-point lead, 5-point lead, and the Miami Heat were just never able to regain the lead. I don't know if we did or not. I don't think we did. I think the closest we got was 1 point, being down by 1. We did that multiple times. The fourth quarter was back and forth, especially within the last 5 minutes or so. I don't know if we took a 1-point lead, but the fourth quarter, super frustrating again. Our offense was horrible. Conley, who's like 80 years old for the T-Wolves, hit a couple big threes in the fourth quarter. And Karl-Anthony Towns hit some big shots. But then the story of that fourth quarter was Anthony Edwards. He dominated that fourth quarter. He had like 16 points in that fourth quarter. He ended up having 32 points on 13 for 25 shooting, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. So he destroyed us in that fourth quarter, and the Miami Heat lose. They outscored us 35-25. So the Miami's offense disappeared in the second half. Our defense, quite frankly, disappeared also in the second half. But throughout the game, the Timberwolves were getting a lot of points in the paint and attacking the rim and scoring buckets at the rim in the paint throughout the entire game, which was super frustrating. And I mean, statistically, it was really close. I mean, I think the biggest thing and reason why we lost was rebounding, essentially, and I guess our poor defense. But um, everything else was pretty even. I mean, we shot 47% from the field. They shot 49. We shot 37 from three. They shot 38. We both made 11. Free throw percentage, too. They only shot one more free throw than us, but they shot 89%. We shot 83. We had 14 turnovers. They had 13. We had 27 assists each. Super crazy, really close. 10 steals to 9. We had 10. We had 4 blocks. They had 9. So that was a big factor right there defensively for them, protecting the paint, especially Rudy Gobert. And then rebounds, though, 46 to 39. Not a huge edge, but enough. And they had 12 offensive boards, which killed us, especially in the fourth quarter. They had second chance points off of rebounds from Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, and they capitalized. And we ended up losing that game. And it was close, man. It was really close. I mean, obviously, we blew a double-digit lead, which the Miami Heat tend to do. Every year, it feels like, honestly, for the past 5 seasons or so since Jimmy's been here, we've blown so many double-digit leads. So watching Miami basketball is torturous at times. In that fourth quarter, though, one thing I do want to talk about is Jimmy Butler. The Heat were down by 3 points with 25 seconds left, and the Miami Heat had the ball. We called the timeout, and we were clawing tooth and nail within the last 3 minutes or so to keep the game close and to get back into the game after Anthony Edwards kept answering almost every single bucket that we would make, and he would score on the other end. And we were finally down by 3 with 25 seconds with the ball, and we draw up this inbound play where I think there was a pin down or a flare screen for Jimmy Butler, who caught the ball on the elbow, and he was open at first, but then slow-mo Kyle Anderson closed out immediately, and Jimmy still took this step back shot with Kyle Anderson in his face, and it was a horrible shot. And of course Jimmy freaking bricks it, and he always takes the most difficult shots. Why are we giving the ball to Jimmy Butler down 3 with 25 seconds left? It's not 5 seconds left, and we can't inbound the ball to Duncan or to Tyler or to Caleb or to Josh or to Kevin Love or to anyone, even Haywood Highsmith, anybody on this team. Hell, I'd rather have Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson shooting that 3 than Jimmy Butler. It makes no sense. So he catches the ball, and he's not open anymore. So Kyle Anderson closes out really quickly and immediately and effectively. And so I don't know why Jimmy decides to take that pull-up jumper in his face when he's not a good 3-point shooter. And he got pretty good lift on it. But again, Kyle Anderson's 6'9", pretty lengthy, good defender, and put his hand up and caused Jimmy Butler to miss this shot. I mean, I don't think Jimmy would have made that shot if he was wide open anyway. There's 25 seconds left. He should have then, once Slobo closed out on him, he should have freaking took him off the dribble and attacked the rim and tried to get 2 points and then play the foul game down by 1 with 15 or 16 seconds left in the game, and we could have done that, but instead he takes that horrible shot, and I just don't understand it. Why are we drying up a play for that when Duncan Robinson was playing relatively well? What did Duncan do? Let's see. Yeah, Duncan had 14 points. He was 4 for 8 from 3. I don't know why we didn't draw a play for him. Jay Rich, 2 for 4 from 3. Caleb, 3 for 7. Tyler Herro shot poorly from 3, was 1 for 6, but then Butler 1 for 3, made 1 earlier in the first half. But super pissed that he took that shot and missed that. We were able to get the ball again. I forgot who scored, but after Jimmy missed that 3-pointer, Gobert actually rebounded the ball, and the Heat fouled him immediately. I forgot about that. With like 21 seconds left in the game. And of course, Gobert hits his first free throw and then almost airballs the second one. So they're up by 4. And then the Miami Heat score a bucket. I think it was Bam Adebayo. Cut the lead to 2 with like 8 to 10 seconds left or so. And so I don't think we have any more timeouts at this point. But anyway, the T-Wolves inbound the ball, and the Heat try to go for the steal immediately. They don't get the steal. And instead of fouling Anthony Edwards, they don't foul him. And he passes it back to, I think, Conley. And then he gets the ball and he throws it full court. We can't get to whoever he passes it to. And then eventually, I think it was Nickeil Alexander or whatever his name is, eventually gets the ball with 4 seconds left. So I think they cut like 4 to 6 seconds off the shot clock. We have no timeouts. He hits both free throws. The Heat are down by 4. Actually, we have 1 timeout. Sorry, my mind is just off today. He does hit both free throws. He's a 60% shooter, hits both clutch, and so we're down by 4. We call a timeout to advance the ball. Miss the 3. Heat lose by 4. So some stupid plays towards the end. Again, mainly the Jimmy Butler play and not fouling in a timely fashion when the Heat were down by 2. So frustrating game. I was excited for this game because the Heat were up, and I was so happy to show off the depth that we have now with getting our starters back. We got Haywood back. We got Bam back. We got Tyler back, but it didn't mean shit overall. We blew the game. We shit the bed. Bam didn't shoot the most effectively or efficiently tonight, but he looked good. Was a little rusty and showed. But he's played well overall. 22 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. But he had 4 turnovers that were costly. He had a block and a steal, 10 for 22. So not horrible, not great. Tyler Herro in his return, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 for 18, which is good from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, which was bad. Got 4 for 4 from the line, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers. He looked pretty good. I think taking an extra week off or so to make sure that he was super healthy was a good thing. I don't think Tyler played bad, even though he did take a horrible step back shot at the end of the shot clock, which I think got blocked by McDaniels. But Tyler's gonna take a stupid shot or 2 every single game, so can't do anything about that. Kevin Love played really well again. He's been stepping up in these past 2 weeks. 9 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 3 for 7 from 3. Caleb was absent this game. Didn't really have any effect tonight. 2 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 for 5 from the field. Just wasn't really present tonight with the return of 2 of those starters, even though he did start. Another big factor also in this game was Jaime Jaquez came back to earth a little bit tonight. He was 3 for 8 from the field, 8 points only, 3 rebounds, no assists. 2 blocks and 2 steals, though, and then 3 turnovers. So he had a couple passes where he was trying to do some cross-court passes, which were intercepted. A lot of his turnovers are through intercepted passes versus him turning the ball over, I guess, one-on-one, getting stripped by a defender. So Jaime is a rookie, so he has a pass. I'm okay with that. J. Rich played great off the bench. 13 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, and he had some big 3-pointers in that fourth quarter. Hit 2 huge ones that kept us afloat. So can't get mad at him. Duncan, again, like I already mentioned, 14, 5, and 3, 4 for 8. Did really well off the bench after starting for Tyler Herro. He looked great. He was playing really well. Got to the rim, passed Rudy Gobert on one play, made a layup, hit some threes, got some assists for Bam, alley-oop to Bam. Nice little pick and pops with Bam. So I'm happy to see that he was effective off the bench. Haywood Highsmith, 12 minutes, 0 points, 0 boards, 1 assist. Didn't even take a shot. Had a block and a steal, though. But he only played 12 minutes, so I would have liked to see Highsmith out there for defensive purposes. But yeah, that's the game right there. The T-Wolves were just better. They're the best team in the West. They're actually legit, for real. They sweeped the season series of the Miami Heat 2-0. I already mentioned Edwards had 32 points and kicked our ass. Gobert played great, 9 points, 16 boards. That's the most rebounds the Miami Heat have given up in a game this season. He had 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. So he played really well defensively and on the glass. Conley, 12 points, 6 assists, 4 for 5 from 3, 33 minutes. He got you a steal, 4 turnovers, which isn't great, but good game for Conley. Towns was quiet tonight, but he had 18 and 8, 2 assists, 7 for 14 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. McDaniel, 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. He played really well defensively and bothered Herro and some other players on the Heat. And then Naz Reid, just the Miami Heat killer every time. 21 minutes, 15 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. He was 1 for 6 from 3. So that kind of affected his shooting percentage. Otherwise, he was 5 for 13 from the field, a block and a steal. So he continues to crush us every time he plays us. So that's it for me, man. I'm just pissed about this game. I can't believe that shot by Jimmy Butler, like just so boneheaded. Like, love Jimmy, but didn't even talk about Jimmy. He only had 15 points, 12 shots, just like inefficient, not aggressive, playing lackadaisical or whatever the hell what's his name said from the Pelicans. Oh my god, how am I blanking on his name? This is horrible. How do I not know? Zion. Oh my god. So Zion, there's like this interview where he was trying to say lackadaisical and he said lackadaisical or something crazy. So anyway, he was super lackadaisical and played like shit. Just wasn't available when we needed him, wasn't aggressive. I understand he's letting Tyler and Bam reintegrate back in and reacclimate, but taking the back seat, just taking time off. But we need him, and that 3-point shot was not what we needed. We needed him to be more aggressive, get to the line, take control of that game, especially when they were coming back, and he wasn't able to do it. So part of this loss, I think, is on Jimmy Butler, not just on that one play, but just overall not being aggressive enough in Bam and Tyler's return and deferring too much. So I don't know. That's my input for the game. And if you guys could subscribe to the channel, I don't think I said that earlier in the video. If you can, that would mean a lot to me. I'm on my path to 500 subs now and to get monetized. So if you can hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. So on to the next one. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.